Please close the door.
Ross here.
Good one.
WTF!
Hiya, how are you? I am Ross Twiddell from Cultaholic.com, your Cultaholic Heavyweight Champion, and welcome to all the WTF moments from last night's WWE Raw. And if I had to compare last night's Raw to anything in the entire world, it would be a bout of the hiccups, because nothing was happening for a while. All of a sudden something happened, and a bit more nothing. We're going along, and the Shield reform, we're going along a bit more. Becky's reinstated, we're going along a bit more. Ronda comes back and kicks some serious douchey ass. It wasn't the worst Raw, it wasn't the best Raw, but some monumental things happen as we're on the road to WrestleMania. Let's get started. Manto for Hall of Fame, there's always one, isn't there? But the question has to be asked, why would Kevin Dunn do a slow zoom on that sign for a prolonged period during Hall of Fame season? I'm a hack. It's happening. That person has a plant. Manto will be in the Hall of Fame in 2019. Mark my words. So to the opening promo from last night's show we go, which was as confusing as it was heartwarming, wasn't it? So first of all, we have the big dog claiming he's got one man standing in his way, then he goes on to just wish Seth Rollins all the best for WrestleMania. Mixed signals. And then we have Seth Rollins, who saved Dean Ambrose's arse last week when Dean was getting beaten down by the four heel men. That worked, remember? Being all like, hang on, Roman Reigns. We're not getting the Shield back together because Dean Ambrose turned Dirty Diddler the night you made your big announcement, but all of a sudden, yeah, life's too short, let's do it. It was all too much of this, it was. I felt like we sat there watching a movie about Gangrel's son called Edward. But of course, in Roman saying that he wants to get the band back together, he doesn't once reference that glorious sight there. Curt Angle is literally the happiest member of the Shield in the history of the Shield, and he's just cast aside, never to be cared of again. Soz Curt. Renee Young hates Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Please pass it on. So the big dogs in the ring claiming we've got two back in the band. We need one more. Hit Dean Ambrose's music. Get him out here. So Dean Ambrose's crazy music hits. Dean Ambrose walks out, and Renee Young goes, alright. It was almost as if Dean Ambrose made Renee Young the most indecent of proposals, which at first she was resistant to before going, hey, alright then, we'll do it, just to see what it was like. You know, like going mountaineering without taking a coat or something crazy like that. Yes. Forget about Jennifer Louise, we have a brand new woman with expressive face, she's a meme. So next up we have Drew McIntyre talking about three pathetic individuals in the Shield who have to live in the past when he stood there next to Big Baldy Bastard Baron Corbin, while Big Baldy Bastard Baron Corbin is still stood there dressed like a cocktail waiter, even though he lost that job bare years ago. It was months, but you know what I mean. But the question has to be asked, now that he's not the constable, now that Big Baldy Bastard Baron Corbin's not the general manager-elect, why the hell is he still dressing like that? Oh, it makes me feel all dainty and sexy. What kind of sick arse backwardsness was this? When the hell do you have a six-man tag team match where one member of the team makes the entrance on TV, the second member of that team gets a jobber entrance during the commercial break, then the entirety of the other team come out before the third member of the first team comes out after everybody else? What is this shit? Maggle, 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 maggle. Here's a direct quote from Maggle Cole. Sometimes Braun Strowman has some unique words on social media. You can say that again, Maggle. Remember when people were kicking off about that Hutton picture and Braun Strowman said the following? I will not have people be terrorists and try to force their, spelt incorrectly, beliefs on me and on other people. I mean, that's unique, Maggle. Not the unique you're getting at, but unique all the same. So according to Maggle Cole, Braun Strowman goes on social media to say, hashtag, get off the tracks. The monster train is coming through. Now, Braun did say that. It's on his Twitter. Go and look at it now. But me, Ross Twiddell, I'm stood here saying hashtag Maggle Cole should never ever again speak in hashtags. And if he does, I will hunt him down and shoot him with a wet fish. Get that one trending. I didn't realise six-man tags are no disqualification contests. Twice Leo Rush put his hands on your boy Finn Bálor, and twice the referee, who saw Leo Rush put his hands on your boy Finn Bálor, did nothing about it. And I'm starting to think that because Leo Rush is such a small man, John Cone is mistaken Leo Rush for his son, Nicholas, and letting him get away with things he shouldn't be getting away with. Nepotism in WWE? No. Made a grave mistake, Corey. Here's Here's a direct quote from Corey Graves. Finn Bálor might be outsized by all three of his opponents, but as he's proven, speed kills. And that's what led him to the Intercontinental Championship. Yes, Corey, when your boy Finn Bálor beat that smaller man who was smaller and quicker than he is for the Intercontinental Championship, he really proved that speed kills. If anything, Corey, your boy Finn Bálor proves that slow and steady wins the race. Your boy Finn Bálor is a tortoise, an upside down tortoise. Pass it on. We need to start calling Drew McIntyre and Big Baldy Bastard Baron Corbin the Trickle Brothers, because the to me to you routine they did with Big Bobby Lashley last night on Raw was absolutely sensational. Bobby didn't know what to do. He didn't know which way to turn him with two taller individuals giving him orders. He was clearly getting flashbacks to his youth, like when his sisters tied him up in a field and left him to die. Now paint me shocked, because the main thing that's wrong with that shot there is not the presence of lady balls, it's the presence of that pissing Peyton. Last week on SmackDown Live it came back, and last night on Raw it's there again. And someone just please let us know what the hell's going on. So next up we have that man in the blue hat there doing something wrong in Philadelphia. He put a blue hat on, he said New York, and then in Philadelphia they all went boo. And then Lady Balls looks at that poor bastard right in the eye and goes, hey pal, maybe you should get another WWE audience. Because of course, not listening to the fans, being really obnoxious and doing something to wind the fans up is something that Stephanie McMahon has never done before, has she? So days after Ronda Rousey was universally crapped on for going on Twitter and saying to Becky Lynch, ooh Becky, wrestling's not real, we'll put down the scripts and I'll beat the poo out of you, you ginger douche. Triple H arrives on Raw and says that his feud with Batista is not about the marquee or WWE trying to sell a fight or the characters. No, this is real, this bit of Raw. Forget about the rest of Raw, that's all fake. They're all playing characters, they're all playing phonies. It's not real. This is about me, Paul, a father of three from Greenwich. Ooh. Quite frankly, WWE, put the Vince Russo stuff away, will you, man? Why the hell would you stand there as the boss, kind of WWE and say, whoa, look at this, everybody. Everything apart from this bit here, it's all bollocks. It's not real. Why would you do that? We know it's not real, man. We're clever people. We understand how this works, but professional wrestling, at its essence, is us fans living vicariously through these larger-than-life personalities, and you're taking that notion and wiping your big-nosed arse with it, man, Triple H. I thought we were past this crap work shoot. Oh, is it real? Is it fake? Let's peel back the curtain so the smarts get stiffies. I thought we were past it, man. Let's grow up, man. It doesn't matter what Lady Ball said right at that moment during last night's Raw. We all know that Becky Lynch's suspension being lifted and Becky Lynch coming back in like the noble ginger gazelle she is. It doesn't mean anything, because as we all know, Vince McMahon will turn up next week's Raw and just do what he wants, because that's what he does. Here in 2019, we're in a brand new era of WWE where nothing means anything anymore. Dun 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 dun. Rub it in, Kevin, why don't you knob? No, I still don't know why WWE got rid of a really unique last name like Dozovich, which is really good, don't you know, because Otis Dozovich is a big, beefy bulldozer, and Dozovich fits that. Ha 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 ha. But Kevin Dunn's there on last night's Raw, rubbing it in. Up yours, Kevin, up yours.
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
I bet Triple H was tearing his beard out when he heard Corey Graves harping on about the Ascension ruling the NXT landscape for bare time. What an awful advert that is for NXT from a purely kayfabe standpoint of things. The Ascension, somehow, as we're stood here in 2019, are still the longest reigning NXT Tag Team Champions ever, and that's something that WWE should be ashamed of. Judging by how they've been booked over the past 5 years, of course, that's what I mean.
What she say? Say, shut up, Renee. What she say? Say, shut up, Renee.
So merely seconds after Michael Cole screams and blorts everywhere, caterpillar, Renee Young says, look at the worm. Does she not even watch David Attenborough? He's taught us there's a massive difference between a worm and a caterpillar. Everyone knows how it goes. A worm grows up to be a caterpillar grows up to be a beautiful butterfly, and a beautiful butterfly blossoms into an Otis.
What she say? Say, shut up, Renee.
Look at her face there, man. Why does it look like a slapped arse? It's so much meat just moving, is it, Renee? Aye, that's the point. Otis is going to be a star. You know that Vince McMahon is sat backstage with a tent pole between his legs because he's looking at all that beef doing the caterpillar. Arousing stuff. You're in WWE, man. What don't you understand about that? What the hell is EC3 supposed to be? He's there spraying his manly lumps. Those two men, I still don't know who they are. They walk by him and then he freezes. So EC3's a mute and now he can't move. I mean, it's clear for all to see what's gone down here. EC3's been sat at home, he flicked on the WWE Network, he watched some WCW, he saw the name Glacier, and now he's literally being one. Al Wilson did not get shagged to death by Dawn Marie after getting married, and he's undercrackers no less, just so he could be left off Tori Wilson's Hall of Fame package, WWE. Show me some Al Wilson now, WWE, you cowards. Charlotte, what are you doing? Go and see Fighting With My Family in cinemas now. However, man, Charlotte, you Jezebel, you give Keith Lee's glory back, and you give him it back now. We don't bask in your glory, Charlotte. We bask in Keith Lee's glory because he sings his own theme song, and that doesn't happen enough these days. Let's make a stand. Children of the Revolution, Keith Lee, and all of his glory must be protected at all costs. Now, this is one of those moments you need to go and see with your own eyes, because when Elias was clotheslined over the top rope by Dean Ambrose, a fan seemingly shouted, "Elias, that barricade, it's made of lava." In summary, Elias, Shawn Michaels from SummerSlam 2005 would have been very proud of you, you overreacting bastard.
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
Here's a direct quote from Corey Graves. Still to come tonight, the Raw Tag Team titles on the line as Dash and Dawson defend the Revival against newcomers Ricochet and Aleister Black, who beat the champs last week. So what's on the line then, Corey? The Raw Tag Team Championships or the name of the Revival? Because let me tell you, one of those things is worth a lot more than the other. The Raw Tag Team Championships are worthless pieces of shit. Now, when Michael Cole brought up Dean Ambrose not re-signing his current WWE contract and Renee Young said, well, he's heading off to greener pastures, I was initially all like,
shut up, Renee!
And so was Corey Graves, who was like, Renee, what you talking about, man? This is WWE. It's the best place to work in the world. But then I looked up what greener pastures actually means, and this is what it means here. A new place or activity that offers new opportunities. And that's true, isn't it? Renee was right. So in that case, Corey Graves, aye.
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
So apparently Sasha Banks said to change the world, you need to go after the toughest competition. Didn't the Young Bucks say something like that when they formed AEW? Didn't Chris Jericho then swoop in and add the change the universe part of that shtick at a later date? Oh, Sasha, you saucy bastard.
Made a grave mistake, Corey.
Here's a direct quote from Corey Graves. Tamina, to some extent, feels disrespected. The amount of time she has spent here in WWE, she has literally competed against a who's who of the women's division. Tamina somehow always feels overlooked. I wonder why. It's because she's crap. Call me fickle all you want, Daddy, because last month I was driving the Tamina train before she ballsed up her perfect moment, and now I've got to spend 5 hours in a dog cage for Fastlane on Sunday. I'm never betting on that woman again. She's overlooked, Corey, because she's crap. Imagine being somewhere for so long and still being the most useless person there. And then after Corey Graves said that, and after me saying that there, Tamina went and pinned Sasha Banks. Why didn't you win at Elimination Chamber, Tamina? Why did you save your win for last night, you arsehole? But yes, Tamina won. That's a WTF moment. So man in red hat, he wanted to go to the toilet. Man in blue hat was like, how pal, do you want me to come with you? And then man in red hat was like, no, man in blue hat, I don't want you to come to the toilet with me. This isn't prison, this is WWE. You tell that to Dean Ambrose, who was apparently offered 7 figures a year for 5 straight years and still turned it down, pal. But it's a work, isn't it? It's all a storyline, isn't it? Roman Reigns has shown Dean Ambrose a light, and now Dean Ambrose is going to stay, isn't he? Aye, we've been worked. Apart from you in the comments going, oh, I was never worked. Some man in blue hat pisses off Braun Strowman by asking Braun Strowman if this wrestling stuff, if it's even real. Even though Triple H stood there in the middle of the ring on Raw about an hour before that happened and called it all fake, apart from the bit he's involved in. And then, you know, Ronda Rousey on Twitter, she calls it fake. All the cool kids at school, they call it fake, don't they? Everyone thinks it's fake and it's not fair. We get it. It's not real. You don't go to the cinema to see the best Star Wars film of all time, Star Wars Episode 2, The Phantom Menace, and watch Darth Maul pull his little spikes off and go, hee hee, they're just things, haha, not real. You don't do that, do you know? And anyway, Braun, that's not how that routine goes, my son. My son? My son. My son. You don't pick somebody up by the neck when they ask you if what you do to kill your body every single week of the year is fake. I'll tell you what you do. You slap him across the face twice and get fined well over $400,000. Davey Schultz. So next up we have Michael Cole, who sees that scene there and says, standing tall. What did I tell you? Let's go back to last week's WTF moments for WWE Raw and see what Stephanie McMahon did, in my opinion anyway, when she saw the Raw Women's Championship on the mat in the middle of the ring with nobody claiming it. This must mean I'm the Raw Women's Champion now. Ha 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 ha. And this week she waltzes out looking like that. I mean, it's only fair, isn't it? She created women, she created women's wrestling, she created the Raw Women's Championship. Easy for me to say. She created everything. She is God. Give me my title back, Ronda says. Okay, Lady Balls replies. Is this Lady Balls being a good little girl and doing what she's told on TV? Is this Lady Balls looking inferior to another WWE superstar live on WWE TV? Is that even Lady Balls after the two things I've just said there? It cannot be. But if it is, you need to grab Tubi Channel and head for the borders. The end is nigh, the end is nigh, time to run away, the end is nigh. I did everything to respect this business, says Ronda Rousey. Did you? Bollocks, pal. You called it fake more times than you like your own bastard tweets, and you like your own bastard tweets more than anybody else in the history of Twitter, you massive knobhead. Or should I say douche, because that's a far more effective insult when you're 32 years of age, apparently. Damn the man, screw the woo, and no more Mrs. Nice Figs. I know she said bitch, but to me at first, it sounded like she said Mrs. Figs. No more Mrs. Nice Figs. Best nickname ever. You know when Alan Partridge goes, Dan for a long, long time? Well, last night on Raw, Alan Partridge was directing things at ringside, said to Ronda Rousey, hold your title up, Ronda, hold your title up. Everybody heard him. And with that, that's it for your WTF moments from last night's WWE Raw. I've been Ross Twiddell from Cultaholic.com, your Cultaholic Heavyweight Champion. Your Cultaholic Heavyweight Champion. Shut up, man! No. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. And if you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can play us to our Patreon page, patreon.com/Cultaholic. Hit subscribe and join us